Hello everyone, myself Mr. Hemant Pandey, lecturer from Praveen Patil Polytechnic from the Department of Computer Engineering, Shift A. So today we will see the next topic of the basic mechatronic system. Okay, so let's start. So all these things which we have completed in the first lecture, video lecture, introduction to mechatronics, then this block diagram. Now I hope you remember this block diagram. Okay, so now let's start. Let's see what is the example of, means this is a general block diagram. Let compare one general example with this block diagram and let us see how the mechatronic system work. So for that purpose I have used one simple example, DC motor speed control. So let's see how the concept of mechatronics is used in this system. Okay, so let us see what do you mean by DC motor speed control. So in simple word we can say that it is a motor, and it is a DC motor, and we have to control the speed of this DC motor, but automatically, right? We don't have to use any mechanical system. Okay, now there is four most important blocks. First one is the controller. What is the function of the controller? Okay, controller is nothing but a microcontroller. There is one small programming, and this is used to control the speed of the motor. Then next one is a motor driver. So it is a circuit which will which will drive the DC motor. Okay. Then the next block is a DC motor. Okay, that is a rotating part, and then the actual output, right? But you can see here, this is the actual output, actual speed. But this speed is again given to the sensor, right? So that the sensor can sense the speed of that motor, and again that speed of the motor is given to the controller. Okay, so it is known as a feedback. Right? This is a feedback system. Why? Because we are feeding, that is, output is given back again to the input, right? This is output, and this output is given again to the controller. So let's see how it works. Okay, so let's start. The first block is controller. Okay, now let's suppose suppose this DC motor is running at the speed of 1000 rpm. Okay, the speed of this motor is 1000 rpm, or let's say 1000 rpm, and I want to give the speed, I want the speed now 1200 rpm. Okay, current speed of the DC motor is 1000 rpm, and now I want 1200 rpm. So that means I want to increase the speed of this DC motor, and I want to control the speed at 1200 rpm. Okay, so what will happen? I will give input to the controller, right? You can see here, this is a user interface which is connected to controller. Okay, so I will give the input to the controller using user interface. So here we haven't shown any user interface, but you can understand that we given the input to the controller that I want the speed at 1200 rpm. Okay, so what will controller do? Controller will see first it will see what is the actual speed right now. So what is the actual speed right now? 1000 rpm. So that 1000 rpm is sensing by the sensor, and it will given to the controller. So controller will see that new command is 1200 rpm, but my actual speed is 1000 rpm. So what I have to do? I have to give 200 rpm speed more. So for that purpose I have to increase the voltage, right? So what will happen here? That signal will go to the driver, right? That signal will go to the driver. What signal will come? That we have to increase the speed. Okay, so motor driver will take the signal from the controller that we have to increase the speed, and that signal will go to the DC motor, and DC motor will receive the signal from the driver that now I want to increase the speed. So what will happen? It will increase the speed from 1000, let's suppose 1000 to 1000 to 1100. Okay, now again 1100 speed will sense by the sensor, and it will again come back to the controller. Now again controller will see that, okay, now the speed is 1100 and the command is 1200. So I need more 100 rpm. So that signal again given to the motor driver, and motor driver will receive that signal, and that signal again fed to the DC motor. Now what will happen? DC motor will see that yeah, we need more 100, so it will increase his speed more, right? And again that will be fed back to the speed sensor, and this process will continue till the actual speed is 1200. As soon as we will get the 1200 speed, the sensor will sense that speed and it given to the controller. Now controller will satisfied. Okay, fine. Now I am getting the 1200, so I don't need any command to give the to motor driver. Okay, so this is how the we can say that control mechatronic system works. So here we can say that this controller is nothing but your computer system, right? Motor driver and DC motor is comes under mechanical system, or okay, because motor is moving, so it's come under mechanical system. Speed sensor and DC supply, all this comes under electronic and electrical system, and the control part, the control principle, that is feedback and all these things, comes under control system. Okay, so from this example we can clearly understood this mechatronics is nothing but the combination of computer science, then electronic, mechanical system, mechanical engineering, and control system. Okay, so all these when all these things are combined, we will get the basic mechatronic system. Okay guys, so this is the example of from the mechatronic system. Now let us see what are the benefits of the mechatronic system. Okay, so enhanced features and functionality. Okay, so we are getting many features in one things, right? So it enhances the features and function. For example, your mobile, right? It is not a example of the mechatronic system, but just for example, right? In the mobile, we there's so many function in that mobile, right? So starting from the camera, then music player, video player, calling system, SMS, games, all these are nothing but we are enhancing the feature. So what happened in mechatronics, when it was traditional method, when we are using traditional method, we cannot give many functions, right? But now since with the help of the electronics and computer, the function of the mechanical can be enhanced. So that is the enhanced features and functionality. More user friendly, right? Because we can see the current output, we can increase or decrease the speed of the motor or anything using the just by touch on the interface, on the screen pad, right? On the screen touch. So we can say it is a more user friendly. Precision control. Precision control means control purpose is much more better in a mechatronic system. Lower cost. Why it is a lower cost? Because it is more efficient, right? Since efficient is more, so we are getting low cost, and it is a one-time cost. So flexible design, that is a reprogrammable. Okay, so this is also one of the most important benefits of the mechatronic system. More efficient. Why it is more efficient? Because chances of the losses are very less in the mechatronic system as compared to traditional method. More reliable. It is a safer, and it is smaller in size. Okay, so all these are the benefits of the mechatronic system. Okay, now if someone asks you what is the need of the mechatronic system, so we can say all these things, right? All these points also for the, because if we want more efficient, then we need a mechatronic system. If you want more fast, if you want low cost, if you want more user friendly, so all these things comes under also that needs of the mechatronic system. Okay, so the need and the benefits, they can for the same points can be used for both of the term. Okay, so next one is traditional versus mechatronics approach. So let us see what was a traditional approach and what is a now that is mechatronics approach. Okay, so I have given the two column, traditional design and a mechatronics design. First one, it is based on a traditional system such as a mechanical, hydraulic and pneumatic. Okay, so we use a hydraulics principle or pneumatic, that is pressure system, in traditional method. But now it is based on a mechanical, electronics, computer technology and control engineering, right? We have seen just now. Less flexible, right? More flexible, the accuracy was less in traditional method, but with the help of the computer system and control engineering, we get more accurate control over the output in a mechatronic design. Traditional was more complicated mechanism in design, right? Because we have to manage many things and we don't have any electronic or any automatic things. All these things are controlled by the mechanical system, so that is why design becomes more complicated. But in a mechatronics, there's a very simple as compared to traditional method, that is less complicated mechanism in design. It involves more component and moving parts, right, in the traditional method, but in the mechatronics it involves very few components and a moving part. Okay, so this is the basic difference between the traditional method and mechatronics. So let's stop here. In the next video lecture we will see the closed loop system and the open loop system. Okay, so guys, thank you very much.